Hello everyone. Welcome back to the stream. Today is Friday. You know what that means? We got a model review. And I've had a lot of people submit their stuff to me. Yeah, so let's get started. I hope you guys are having a good day. We will do first come, first serve like always. So, if there's any modelers in the chat, who wants to go first? I will take a look at your model. Can I go? Okay, RottingJeans, you are up first. Did you send it to me through direct messages on Discord? DM'd you, okay. Oh, I think I see it. Alright, hang on, let's get this guy. Alright, let's see if you sent me... with textures or not. Ah, no textures. We have pink. Let me read your little blurb. This is just for practice. It's my first model, but I'd like you to review it as if it were a playable character for a game. I'd like to help with the hose because I think it looks weird and I don't know if it would cause issues when the character is animated. Do you have to get rid of it? General optimization tips appreciated because I don't really know what I'm doing. Thank you. Okay, so you sent me a render. So... Okay. Okay. You want some tips for the hose. Okay. I'm assuming you just took a cube and extruded it out, correct? Is that what happened here? Yeah, okay. I'm gonna show you something that's way easier to do. You're gonna want to add a cube. Merge at center. Go to solid mode. I'm gonna grab this vertex and put it over here. And then gonna put it right there. And we're just gonna go along the line. In animations though, this probably would cause issues if you were not using a Blender rig. Because... well... it depends, because this back part's connected to the head, so whenever the head moves, this is not gonna move with it. If it's a Roblox rig. because Roblox rigging is very primitive. Oh yeah, and then we're gonna add a skin. It may look a bit big, but you're just gonna wanna scale it down with Control A. Okay, let me hide this. This is the magic of modifiers, my friend. So what the skin does is that it gives a skin to the edges that we have here. And we can stack multiple modifiers on top of that. So I can even go one step further. Put a subdivision and whoa, sorry about that. I just got fucking jump scared. Yeah, so we can put a subdivision. And the hierarchy of your modifiers also is important. Because if I put my subdivision modifier over the skin, that means this subdivision is going to affect these edges instead. So you can see I get a much smoother kind of line, as opposed to the skin going first and then the subdivision affecting the actual mesh of the skin. Just a blender trick for you. I don't know how much of a beginner you are, so you may have already heard about that, but yeah, so hierarchy for modifiers is very important. Because, like, what you're trying to accomplish can be, like, you might have all the right modifiers, it's just not stacked in the right way. And then, we can put a shade smooth. There you go, that looks like a much smoother kind of hose, right? And if you just want to edit this, right, like I see you had kind of like a bigger part down here. You can just apply these, and then boom. It's a little unoptimized, because we just added subdivision, so that means it gives it way more geometry. So you just want to go in and, you know, just dissolve. I'm using Alt-Shift to just select all the loops, and then dissolving them to get rid of them. Right. Because even though having more geometry is actually like better for animation, with very long objects like this, like a hose, you still want to keep. You said you wanted this to be for a game. You still want to keep it optimized. It's just about keeping a balance, you know, where you have just enough geometry for the animators to do their thing, and it can deform properly and scale properly, all of that, while not completely blowing up the computer of whoever is playing your game. And then I could just edit it like this. You know, maybe move this back. It's not like perfectly on there, but you get it. Oops. Did I select something? Oh. I hope that makes sense. So there you go, you got your new and improved hose. He's got a big ass sippy straw. Let me check your stats. 4K. Pretty low. Okay. I don't know if this was done for a stylistic reason, but if you want to kind of get rid of this like really odd shading, just do auto smooth and then crank it up just a little bit to round out the edges. Auto smooth is probably better for this model than shade smooth, I would say. Yeah, because now you have like that really nice sleek finish. What else did you want help with? Are you going to try rigging this in Roblox or Blender? You want to rig in Blender. Okay, cool. So... this is a learning moment. Okay, so... because you specifically pointed at the hose, right? I think if you kept the hose like this, it would be fine. But I want to say... in the future, because I've personally made this mistake myself, I've had characters where they have long tails, or they have some kind of scarf, or something that's supposed to be wrapped around their body, right? And I wanted to rig it so I could, like, animate it, and it could flow in the wind and be all graceful, right? The problem is, when you already have it, like, set like this, it gets really hard to animate it. That's why when you see most T-pose models, like, a lot of the clothing and stuff and scarves are like, completely straight lines. So, if I were to give this guy a hose, I'd probably, like... I'm just gonna do the same thing again. I'm just gonna do it like that. This is just for a demonstration. It's gonna be connecting here, so I'm gonna add skin. Scale it down a bit. And we'll add subdiv. For the sake of the example, just pretend this is optimized, right? You'd want it to be straight like this, so then when you rig it, you can put all these bones perfectly straight. I don't know if you know much about animating at this point, but, Blender uses bones to animate. And, you want the character to be in like a very static position, right? That's why you see games use T-pose or A-pose or whatever pose, right? Very static. Because when you go into animate, when I add my bones to this hose, it's not gonna keep the curve, if I were to otherwise animate this. I'm sorry, this is like really hard to explain. Basically what I'm trying to say is that if you were trying to rig this with bones, right now, no matter which way or how you move this, it's probably going to keep this shape somewhat. And that might not deform the best for depending on what you want to do. As opposed to if you have it perfectly straight, just having it straight out like this in the first place before positioning it. It wouldn't deform properly because the curves are already set in, basically. Yes, thank you. You explained it better than I did. The curves are already set in the mesh. So if you wanted to do like crazy shit, like flail around, and it's not gonna look super great. Yes. And it's going to keep some of this curvature. It's hard without like an example. Hey, hang on, I can show you an example of this being used on a fighting character, actually. I'm just gonna save this really quick. Let's open Rainbow. Where are you, buddy? If I can find him. Under models. Ah, here you are. Okay, so right here. So this is Rainbow, right? Ignore my missing textures. This is imported from my old computer. But Rainbow has a scarf, right? It's supposed to be very, very, very animated. It's supposed to flail around, flap, like wings almost, right? If I were to put it in the position, like if I were to already like pose it and shit, right? Oh, he's flying his beautiful, beautiful scarf. This is a really bad example, but like, or this is a... Right, if it was already in the position of where it would be when it's animated, it would not look good. It's gonna keep that deformation throughout the entire animation. So that's why you have them perfectly straight. And then when you do it's just way easier for weight painting too when you get into that. Oh my god, I pray for you when you get into weight painting. Literally nobody I know likes weight painting. Because it's horde beast. Anyways, that's the animation advice. Again, if this is just like getting like a slight wobble or something, it probably doesn't matter that much. Yeah, it wouldn't really matter that much. But if you want to do like crazy ass shit with this hose, like you want it to flail around and it's gonna be super animated, yeah, I wouldn't model it in position already. Because you can already set this position when it has the bones in, during the animation. So yeah. As for optimization, you really like beveling, my friend. It seems like you have some, loose geo kinda around. Pro tip, if a edge or a vertice is not changing the silhouette of the shape, in, of your model, get rid of it. It's unnecessary. So like just deleting those two edges barely changes the silhouette at all, right? Nah, shoot. Keep pressing the wrong button. Fairly certain we're learning weight painting in college and I'm scared. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure the college standard is not using Blender, because Blender weight painting is completely different than, like, Maya painting, right? I think... I haven't personally used Maya, so I can't really, like, attest to it, but, like, I heard it's way, 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 way easier for animation. And Blender just makes it, like, absurdly difficult for some reason. Anyways. I'd hope so. We have to use Blender for most of our stuff. Oh. You might be fucked then. But it'll click. Don't worry. Like, there's a point where I was like, fuck, I have no idea what is happening with my model, or what is going on, what is the animation, what is weight painting, and then it just like clicked. And I locked the fuck in and I was able to get it. So for game optimization, you just want to go in and like really make sure like, hey, is having this edge here like really worth? You already have a pretty low triangle count, like 4.5. Not bad. Not bad at all. I'm sure if this is for a game, the style of it is going to be low poly, so like your triangle count won't be something that's like super worrying for you. We have to worry about it for fighting because we get really detailed with our models sometimes. But anyways, I would say just go in and kind of check, like, just like do mini optimizations. Like you can merge these and that's 2 faces less, right? Or you can merge these. You know, if you want it to like look like that. Of course, like optimization is going to change the silhouette like a little bit. This can definitely, like, you can merge these. I'm just collapsing these with M. Collapsing? Because, like, you don't really need these 2 edges here. They're essentially serving the same function. Do you know any resources to learn rigging Roblox models? I know that's not really your area of expertise, but I'm like bare bones beginner. I might do a rigging stream for modeling or for Roblox characters, because I've actually been learning quite a bit of it. I mean, before my leg exploded, right? But I was doing my 30-day modeling challenge, and I was rigging a bunch of characters, and I realized, like, it's pretty easy, like, once you, like, begin to understand, and how to set it up. Like, it's fairly easy to rig. Animating is a different story. I cannot animate. I can rig, though. I'm just gonna merge these. I haven't personally, like, I didn't really, learn it, though, through, like, a YouTube video or anything. It was just kind of, like, me talking to other animators that I know. And, getting advice from them. And they helped me out. So I'm not too sure if there's, like, an actual, like, bona fide, like, good tutorial out there for, like, rigging and stuff. And rigs are going to change depending on what game engine you're using, what the model will be used for. All that kind of stuff, right? So, it's not like there's, like, yeah, if you just learn it this one exact way, you're gonna be fine. But, all the rigging tutorials I see are confusing to me. And then... you also want to apply your mirrors. And make sure these are separated, because if you're gonna animate these are gonna be separate parts. Oh no, is my stream? Oh no, what happened? Guys? Did something happen? Stream went down for a little bit, said it ended, but refreshed word. I did not end the stream, whoops. My bad, everyone, I'm sorry. I did not do anything. My internet, sorry. What was the last thing I said? Because, like, I was kind of, like, going on for a bit. Oh, okay, rigging tutorials, rigging tutorials just suck. I think that's, like, all I said. Question I asked? Okay, I'm not too sure what happened here. Oh, I said how I learned rigging was from animators that I know. They were very helpful to me. Cause like there's not like there is weight painting tutorials and stuff, but like I never found them like super helpful. These can go away. This is a flat plane, so you don't even really need all of this. You teach very good, you make things very easy to understand. Like Blender scared me and then you start teaching and I feel better about using it. I hope that's how I come across. Sometimes I say shit and I'm like, does this even make sense to another fucking human being? Because, like, I'll try to explain it to my parents, right? Because, like, they are very interested in what I do, right? So I'll, like, explain modeling and, like, how optimization works and how, like, the engines work and stuff like that. And they just don't get it. And I'm like, okay. You can also probably dissolve this. Oops. Oop. And since we're not using the edges back here to change the silhouette, we're just gonna collapse them. You can also add a sharp. Oop, not seeing sharp. There we go. Now we got that nice crease. Yeah, it's just like a lot of mini optimizations. Are you familiar with the concept of ngons? Oh, I don't even know if they're still here. Oh, no, they are. Yes, okay, cool. Because I did see some here. And I think you can also... I'm not too sure why you have extra geo here. You added like way more geo than was like necessary. I think this might have been the product of some kind of modifier you used. So that's okay. It happens. I'm just gonna delete this. And pro tip, literally just do Alt-Shift with edge mode. Grid fill. Boom. Fills it for you. No ngons. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful baby. Ngons, what are those? I will explain it when we get to another model that has them. Oh, right here. One of the very first things I learned about topology was ngons, because I apparently had to avoid them like the plague. Yes, that is like... Whoever taught you that is very smart. Ngons are not your friend. They are every modeler's worst nightmare. And a lot of beginners don't know about it because it is... You don't realize how bad it... You don't realize how bad it is until you begin to animate. And... like, I know I've explained this concept a lot, but there's just like we always get new modelers every stream, so I don't want to like withhold information. So I'm sorry, but we're gonna go through it again. So this is an example of an ngon. You can see it's an ngon because it is made up of 5 or more vertices. So if I count the vertices, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 vertices that make up a single plane, right? Why is this bad? Because when you're animating, and the mesh will deform if it's using bones, right? It's going to use points of these vertices to deform, right? So if I have this moving, right, and I do this, the computer is gonna get very confused. It's gonna be like, what am I looking at? Because it doesn't know if you want it like this or like this. It's not gonna know because it's made up of it can't be dissected into triangles, which is why most modelers you see model in strictly quads or tris. Tri meaning a plane with 3 vertices, quad is plane with 4 vertices, right? And quads are made up of 2 tris. So to fix this, it's very simple. All you just have to do is join them. So this is me giving the computer more information to work with, right? We just split it into 3 quads. 1, 2, 3, right? So now it knows, hey, I'm gonna deform this part of the mesh. It knows, oh, okay, I know to put an edge here, right? And this is how you want it to deform, because we just helped the computer realize that information. Right? As opposed to it just guessing. Oops. As opposed to it just guessing when it is, like, a plane, right? So, this is why you want to avoid them as much as possible. You don't really have to worry about them too much if it's, like, on a flat surface, and if it's not deforming. But it's just a really good habit to, it's a good habit to not utilize them or minimize your use of them. People have like endlessly debated like, oh my god, it's fine if you use ngons or whatever, right? But like, it's just kind of good model hygiene, essentially. Of course, it depends on what kind of game you're trying to make. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. It depends on what game you're trying to make, what style you're going for, whatever, right? Maybe you want to use ngons for something. I don't know what you would want to use them for, but it's an option, right? But most cases you will not need to use them. So I would just say, go in, you just want to select 2 vertices, press J to join, right? That creates a new edge, and it creates more faces to work with. It may sound crazy, but what would be a good example of using ngons? Do you think it would work on intentionally confusing models/objects? It depends. It really does depend. Because me as a modeler, right, if you just sent me a singular photo of someone's topology with 0 context, I would not be able, even if it's like the cleanest fucking topology, right, I would not be able to tell if it's a good model for it. If it's a good model or not, because 1, I don't know what it's going to be used for. 2, I don't know what the context of the model is going to be for, right? Like, it could be a character animated, or it could be a statue. I don't know. And both require extremely different types of topology. Topology meaning, like, you know, just the layout of your vertices and your edges and your faces on your model. So this is, like, the topology for your tank in the back, right? So yeah, it's kind of hard for me to say what's, like, a good example of ngons, just because I personally have not seen it. Like, the only time we were allowed to use, ngons in college was when we were doing subdiv modeling. And you guys will not be doing that, because subdiv modeling makes you go into the literal millions in terms of the geo count. Like, millions and millions and millions. So, you're probably not gonna be using that for a Roblox game. So, I would say just avoid them. Just avoid them, like, in its entirety. But yeah, that, if anyone was wondering, that's what a ngon is. Millions? Yes. Because AAA games, how their workflow, or their, pipeline basically works, right, is that you want the model to look as detailed as possible with the least amount of triangles as possible, right? But in order to do that, you need the detailed ass model. You need the, like, the million fucking tri-count sculpt, right? 'Cause it requires that much geometry to get in that all that fine detail, right? And only then can you start working backwards, and then you use things like baking and then retopology and stuff like that to shrink it and shrink it and shrink it and shrink it until it's, like, actually usable. Sorry for rambling there. I hope that was at least interesting to listen to. I think for a first model, like, you did way better than me. As far as I know, it's easier to optimize rather than to add more. Yes, exactly. But yeah, I would say for a Roblox character, like, this is fine. Like, you're rigging it in Blender, it shouldn't be that complicated. And, like, even though I pointed out the ngons, like, on some of these, right, like, like, on a Roblox character, these are all flat, they're not gonna deform. It'll be fine. If you have them. You know, as long as they're not, deforming. So I wouldn't stress out too much about, like, hyper optimizing every single, like, no, this is a fucking 4K, model. Like, it's fine. You're doing fine. Just, yeah, I just, go in and start learning how to get rid of, like, some of these extra bevels, though. Like, because these are just so easy to get rid of. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. I wish I could see your textures. Alas, that's fine. I hope that helped you. I hope you learned something. So, there you go. I will move on to the next person now. Can I go next? Yes! Rosu, did you send me your model in DMs or in the form? Risen Nun? Okay. I hope I said that right. Alright. Biograph Dragon model. Interesting. Let's see this guy. Ooh, this is a cool guy. Okay, okay. So let me read your little blurb. I said this is my 4th ever model, but I've watched some of your streams and they've really helped me out in starting modeling, looking for general advice. There are also some flipped normals I don't know how to fix. Meant to be used in game. Okay. Not to worry, I can totally help you with that. So we got the Dragon Graft. Super, super, super cute. Let's see. Face orientation. Flip normals. Are these the normals you're talking about? Yes, okay. So, this is because you are using a plane. There's no way to fix this. It's not a three-dimensional object. Because you haven't given it, because it's a plane. So, and really that's okay. You can literally keep it like this. When you're exporting it to Roblox, Roblox has an inbuilt function to make a mesh double-sided. What that means is that it's going to, it's gonna double the amount of triangles that your mesh uses, to have your normals be facing inside and out. But because you're using a plane here, it's essentially not doing that. It's just, it'll make it so your plane is viewable on both sides. So you could just, in the properties tab, when you import this into Roblox, you just turn on double side just for this part. Keep it off of everything else though. And that should fix your problem. And this is a very, very good optimization because instead of going in and making this a tiny, this adds extra faces, right? On the bottom, on the top, right? This adds extra faces. This would actually be less optimized than the plane. So you wanna keep it a plane, like this. So you made a good choice keeping it like that. Let's check out the rest of the model. if you have any questions, like if that made like zero fucking sense, please tell me. I'll try to explain it better. Okay, have you imported a model into Roblox Studio before? Just wondering. I have once or twice. Okay. Okay. So depending on what you want to do, this is a fighting skin. So I'm gonna treat it like it's a fighting skin, right? What we would do is we actually would not texture it in Blender. We don't usually color these in Blender. Because they get recolored in Studio. Because we're not using... I mean, we'll use image textures sometimes for skins that, need them, but we use material colors for the majority part of when we are coloring in our skins. And for that to work, you would need to actually separate these. You kind of already have them marked here, right? So you got your black and then your green. Why we would do this is because these parts would need to change color. And if we just imported it like this, it's not going to separate these into color groups. It's going to color the entire blade instead of cutting it up into this green and this black. So I would just go in, remove this. Oops, let me get some ngons there, but that's okay. Going to select these. Separate. So that way, when we import these into Studio now, we can give these different color materials, and they'll change color properly, and it'll work for the kind of game we're using, right? And I would also just add an auto smooth. Like, I think a lot of this model can be smoothened out and, like, look way, 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 way better if you just added auto smooth. Like, check that out. Like, the different... It's so small, but it's so nice, right? Same with these. Right? Yeah, but I would separate these into color groups. Just because that's how the fighting style does it. Like you already have done it here with some parts. Like these, you have these glowy bits separated because you want these to glow, right? So you've already done these in Blender. It's just you haven't done these with the blade. Shade smooth. Let me double check stats and where is face orientation? Okay. Oh, I did not see this. Ooh, something happened here. Interesting. So, I've seen this happen before. This has happened to me before when I'm making models. It's because you're transitioning a 3D shape to a plane. That doesn't work out super well. As you can see here. And this isn't like super realistic either. Like, you don't need these to be planes. So I would just make them 3D, but just make them very thin. Because you're gonna run into that problem, like, let me separate these. I'm gonna separate these with V. Right? So, like, see, this point works because it's 3D, right? You have these 4 vertices supporting it. But this is a plane, so it's, you know, just like our wings, it's not a 3D object. So one side is always going to be flipped, right? That's just how it is. Technically, you can, if you really want to, you can separate these like this. And just do the same technique I was telling you to do for the wings, which is just add double-sided on... Whoops, I did not mean to do that. Which is just add double-sided on these little spiky doodads. But in all honesty, I feel like these would look better if they actually were 3D. Like, this looks really nice because it, you know, it comes to like a point here, it's supported by the rest of this blade, right? And these just kind of feel like stuck on. Just my critique of the design. So I'm going to try and kind of rebuild what you got here. Hang on, I gotta... Let me think about this. Okay. And we want this underside to be split. This is a big game of trust the process. Because I see what you were trying to do. You want this to be like, you want to keep this sharp blade, right? Without having like a little bit of the 3D model in there, or like the face to make it look blunt. So I'm going to try and respect that. And try to fix this up. first time I saw you on Bedsheets Ghost interview, I thought your name was Sodakettle. Sodakettle? Okay, what I'm gonna do actually, we're gonna extend this face. Same for this side. Whoa! You know, I think this would just be like a lot easier if I mirrored it, but I'm fucking stubborn, so whatever. I think we're gonna have to also split the bottom edge here. Because that top, this tip right here is gonna need some extra support. Yeah. Okay, I know this is like misaligned as hell, but like I'm just doing this to try and help you out, okay? It's just for the sake of the example, okay? Ideally, I would want to do this in like mirrored mode. And then we're gonna connect that to there, and these two to there. Boom, boom. 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 There we go. We got it fixed without it using those planes. It also gives like a little bit more depth. Like, okay, this would be straight ideally, but it makes it a little bit more realistic. Right? Oh, there's like a bottom here. I forgot the model. I'll just do that really quick. Make sure I delete this. Oops. There we go. And pointy. Yeah, you could see like just like adding that little bit more geometry also kind of solves this like kind of face issue. Or the shading issue, sorry. Do you have any other things you need help with? Because this is pretty solid, I would say, for the most part. I don't know if you want to animate this or import this in the Roblox in any way, but... I think that's everything. Alright, cool. Very, very cute little model here. But yeah, just remember if you're gonna use a plane, it's always going to have one of its sides like invisible when you import it into Roblox. Sometimes that's good because you don't want the extra side to be shown. Sometimes that's bad. In the case of the wings here, right? Because you obviously want both of these sides to be shown. Roblox has inbuilt support for that. Just turn on double-sided in mesh properties, sorry. And that should sort itself out. But yeah, very cool model. Good job. And next person. Did I go next? Yes. Talo. Did you send me a model in DMs? Can I get my steampunk model review? Okay, we'll make a list. So I'll go Talo, Cat, and then it's Dman. So that'll be the list. DMs. Okay, is your name also Talo? It is. I just found you. Whoa, okay. Hello, I'd like to submit this model of my OC for review. This is my first attempt at making a 3D model with the help of a few tutorials and a Google search. So there's defo room for improvement. I mostly made it to pose in when I learned how animate with my friend. I literally went into this blind and came back out with loads more information in my brain. So I think, so you think I could have done, wait. I completely read this wrong. Oops. Oopsies. I plan to make some more so I can have him interact and all that. I'm most unsure about the rigging in some areas of Topology. I literally went into this blind and came out with loads of info in my brain, so I think I could have done some things better. I'm mostly just worried on if I made any fundamental mistakes that'll make it harder to animate. Overall, I just want this to be a stepping stone for getting better at modeling. I'm hoping once I've gotten better, I can revisit it and improve upon it. Some minor notes. I accidentally painted the legs wrong, so they're reversed. Easy fix, but I haven't yet. The model has some clipping issues. I don't know if that's normal or what. I'm too nervous to send in the main server, so it's in DMs. No worries, we got you. Let's open this bad boy. Alright. We got the first non-Roblox person of the stream. So this is the model. Let's turn on stats. And I'm going to look here. Oh. Yeah. I think I found your texturing issue. Okay. I'm just wondering how. How do I fix it? Okay. Very easy fix. You just want to go to mesh up here, normals, recalculate outside. Oop. Seems like some of them are a little stubborn, so we gotta select these manually. Flip. I see. You have the same issue as the previous user does, where you have a 3D you have a 3D mesh part combined with a plane, so it doesn't know what is inside and what is outside, and that will also affect your texturing issues. But that is an easy fix. I'm just gonna get rid of... Okay, this is like inside. Yeah, for future reference, I would make this probably 3D. I'm assuming that's the... let me just do a quick recalculate outside. Calculate outside. Yeah, recalculating outside is usually gonna fix up most of these. You have some planes here. Or you have some parts that aren't filled in all the way. So the computer is gonna get a bit confused. Whoop. You just want to kind of fill these. Yeah, that got rid of most of it. I know this is like the kind of style you're going for, but yeah, I would not recommend making clothing into flat planes because you will have like issues like this. And you said you wanted to animate this. Okay, so I can tell right off the bat you don't have this properly, or this topology is not super set up for animating. One rule I like to tell myself when I'm making like a humanoid character like this, is the joints, like knees, elbows, that is where most of the quote-unquote animating is going to be occurring, correct? So, what is happening here? Hang on.
Get those robbers out of the bank, dead or alive.
Interesting. It seems some of your planes are still not fixed. Turn this on again. How is that? Let's see if that fixes it. No, not exactly. Interesting. I have no idea how you'd manage to do this. Oh, that's why. What is this? You had like a big face inside of your model that was messing up the... Yeah, see, that is a pibby glitch if I've ever seen one. You just want to delete that. That will definitely cause problems. That's probably the clipping issue you were having trouble with. Yeah, there we go. So I'm gonna add a 3-ring bevel right there. I might even do more because these are gonna be the areas of tension, right? So these are where the model is gonna bend the most, right? You need this leg to be able to deform. And to do that, you need more geometry. Even though this is a low poly model, you will need this extra geometry. Even if it's not changing the silhouette, you will need this for animating. Like, hang on, I can... oh, actually, I don't know if I can show you a model. Because that is for a product that's unannounced. But I had to do a similar model like this. And I was trying to rig it, and I was like, the arms are just not bending. Like, it looks weird. It's all stretchy. Or it's all weird looking, and it's not. It's because I did not give my model enough information to work with. Giving it more edges at the joints, like, you know how when you bend your finger, it kind of like I have my pointer finger, you can't really see my finger, but I have it kind of curled up. There's like, the 2 points that kind of bend on like your finger, right? And then your knuckle. That's where you will want, more geometry to be at. So I'm assuming that's what this is. I'm gonna space these out. Because you want this to, like, deform, right? And like, curl, I'm assuming, right? I don't know, it's your model. I'm not too sure what kind of thing you're going for here. Yes, okay. So, to help that, we are going to add this. And then for the thumb, we're just gonna do that again. Like that. So, might be a little easier to show you. Hang on. Do you already have this rigged? You do. Rest, pose. Okay. Let me turn this off. Oh, interesting. You don't have finger bones. You just have a thumb bone. Was this intentional? I'm assuming it was, because you're the one that rigged it. What is with these legs? Something happened here. Okay, well, I'm gonna assume you don't want the fingers to move because you don't exactly have it set up for that. You just have it set for this piece to move. Kind of. Can I ask how you made this? No. I'm talking about, like, the rig. Oh, you just follow the tutorial. Okay. Interesting. Well, I don't want to alter your rig because... Did you use automatic weights? You just did it. Okay. So, pro tip. Where is the... Here it is. What I like to do when I'm weight painting is I like to turn on this little weight contour that actually shows me what area of effect my weight paints actually have on the model. Right? So if I go to the spine, it's gonna show me this is every single area that the weight that you painted is going to affect. But right now, I'm not too sure what happened here. It seems like your weights are a little messed up. Or, and then when you just paint on it, it'll tell you, like... Okay, hang on. But, yeah, when you're weight painting, just... I like turning that on. It, shows me, like... Yeah, this is the area of effect that your weight has, and what area it's going to, you know, move with the bone. Because, like, when you're weight painting, right? Fuck, where's my... Let me go back. There we go. When you're weight painting, right? Sometimes shit gets all over the place. Like, it just happens when you're using auto-normalize. So, like, the leg is gonna fucking move the jacket, and you don't know why. So, like, I don't know if you have that here. Oh, yeah, you kind of have it here for the wing, right? So, I can see I'm selecting the wing bone right here. And it's affecting this area right here. And I'm assuming you don't want that there. You don't want it to be affecting that. So just go in, erase. And yeah, you got the base of this wing. It's this bone affecting all this stuff. Which I'm assuming you don't want. Again. Because this is just supposed to be a wing bone. So I would just go in and just kind of set my weight to 0. Because I don't want it to influence these parts of the model. If this is actually what you were going for, you can tell me to, like, stop. Because I'm not too sure what you wanted for this model. No, it's okay. Okay. You can also turn this on, and it shows you all the vertices that get affected by the weights, right? Hang on, I'm just gonna turn off the bones really quick. So it's like a lot easier to get rid of. Right, so I'm just gonna go in, remove. Right. You could also literally just get your gradient, do that. It gets rid of pretty much everything. So now, when we go back to the pose mode, right? Where's the bones? I hid them. I don't know where they are. Here they are. Theoretically, this should... Yeah, see? So it doesn't affect the jacket anymore. See, like, you kind of have some of this affecting the hair and the torso, which you probably don't want. So, you just want to, again, go to the hair, go to that wing bone, right? And, wherever it is. Yeah, I was trying to remove all that. Yeah, it gets super fucking messy. Like, I totally get it. Okay. Where did my... Wait, contours go? There we go. Ah, see? Sometimes they're invisible until you, like, turn this on. Like, I literally could not even fucking tell, right? Weights are fucking a pain in the ass like that. And now, I'm just gonna fucking go in and... Okay, whatever, we're getting the gradient out. Ugh. Ah, shit. I got the fucking Pibby glitch. Okay, sometimes Blender... this doesn't always work super accurately, when you're using the contour lines. Sometimes it'll show that a weight is there when it's actually not. So, maybe it might be on this one. Interesting. Let me get rid of these bones. That is so odd. Yeah, I've had this happen to me a few times, but... Let's go to this area here. And then... I'm gonna go back to my bones. Huh, that is odd. It's still, like, slightly affecting it. That should not be happening. See, this is why no one likes working with Blender weight paints. I'm notorious for weird random glitches, so something like this is bound to happen. It's not a you problem. This has happened to me multiple times now. Blender is just like this. I don't know why. Ah, there we go. Okay. Shit, it was just being fucking difficult for no goddamn reason. Cool. Alright. And now I'm going to test yet again. Yay! See? It doesn't affect the hair anymore, so we got rid of it. But, yeah. Weight painting fucking sucks, because you have to do that for every single part of your mesh. Like, you have this wing bone affecting this finger bone here. But yeah. For a beginner, you did pretty well though, even like with the weight painting jank. And you also had the tail here. Oops, I'm in edit mode. See, this is a good example of why you don't want to pre-bend your model. It's gonna look a little odd. And you don't have enough geometry to, like, support the bend, so all it's gonna do is shrink it. So that's why we want to give tails and stuff, like, even more geometry than normal. Like, I would just give these, like... What? Even though it's already pre-bent, it should... It also depends on kind of like how it's weight painted, so let me take a look at that. What is this called? Cord, okay. Oh yeah, this is a little bit messed up. Let's fix this. There we go. So this is chord 3, so this is this bone, I believe. I'm not too sure. You know. Do this. Yeah, you have too much of these weights affecting too much of the mesh here. Because, like, you don't need a bone. You probably don't need a bone for this little thing, too. You could have kept it completely straight. There is such a thing as too many bones. So, I would say just keep an eye out for that. And also, just remember that when you go to animate, the bone is going to rotate at the tail. This part is the tail. Right? Not this part. This part. So, just keep that in mind when you're weight painting. Because you want your weights to be focused around this singular point. Because that's where it's going to pivot and rotate, right? So, yeah. That's interesting. How did you turn on overlay for the weights, the white lines? It's go to object weight paint. It's in here, show weight contours right there, and that shows every part of the mesh that's being affected by the weight. It's very useful. Yeah, no problem. But yeah, aside from general weight painting cleanup, is there anything else you want me to take a look at? The ears aren't moving with the ear bones, which might just be a weird problem. Okay. Ear bones. These are the ears? I assume. Okay. Interesting. I think it's literally because you just don't have these parented to your rig. They're not affected by the bones because you didn't group these. You didn't parent them. So we're gonna do with automatic weights. There you go. Anyways, yeah. But yeah, just keep in mind, animating is difficult on Blender. It's not impossible, but like, it can be very, very intimidating. More intimidating than modeling. So, like, just take your time with it. The weight painting is so fucking annoying. No one likes it. It sucks. But yeah. I hope that has helped you. Yeah. Animating's the easy part for me, I just can't rig. Okay, rig, animate, I kind of use interchangeably. Because you can't have one without the other. Alright, next person. I think it was Cat, correct? Did you send me your model in DMs or in the form? In the form, okay. Can you reply to it? Sorry, chat, I had to blow my nose. Alright, let's look. Okay. Let's take a look at this steampunk guy. Alright, so what is it you want me to look at here? Critique for game stuff is encouraged. Please tell me how I want to bake. I want the little bolts on our gloves to be a normal map, but I don't know how to do that. I see, okay. 6K. Let's check your faces. Very nice. Okay, this is a very nice optimized model from what I can tell so far. So baking, I'm gonna be completely, like, 100% honest with you. I do not recommend baking with Blender. Like, it is complete dog shit. You can do it, it's an option. I don't. Because it is very bad. I could use a bit of cleanup here. Yeah, you might need to use an external program. Like, hang on, I'll show you a website I use. Oh, fuck, what the hell? My computer. So, I really like using this website, called Normal Map Online. Literally, like, the best free replacement for Substance Painter for normal maps. You input a photo here in black and white. It will turn it into a normal map, and it'll show you the output of what that looks like as a normal map. So I would say you can get you would want to mark out all the areas you want your height map or your normal to be, right? And, oh, you can also, like, increase, you could literally edit the normal map with this, it's crazy. You can increase it, change the level of, right? You could blur it. Really nice tool. Yeah, you just literally, you put in your texture in grayscale. It's going to turn it into a normal map. It'll show you on the cube what it looks like. It might look a little odd because it's not on your model. But, yeah. Super helpful. That's, like, literally, like, easiest way to make a normal map. If you want to do a little bit more customization, though, because this only can do so much for you, definitely get Substance Painter legally. My recommendation, legally. I definitely mean legally, okay? Or you can use a... Hang on. Hang on, let me grab the site. In ye old days, there was a free modeling, or not modeling, texturing program called Quixel. It's free. It's just no one uses it. Not in, like, normal, it's not, like, industry standard anymore, but, Let me grab it. Here it is. It's called Quixel. I haven't personally used it that much. I have opened it. I have downloaded it. I'm not sure how to use it too in depth, but it is a texturing program. It does normal maps, height maps, color, emission, stuff like that, right? Called Quixel. It should be free. Yeah. It should be free. Yeah. I just don't personally use it, but I know that is an option that is there for you to use. And it lets you, kind of like how it's shown in this video, you can paint directly on your model. You can paint normal maps on your model. It's more convenient because you can actually see where it's gonna go, right? But yeah. So, again, it's called Quixel. Yeah. I hope that helped you, since you were wondering about that. As for the model itself, I don't have much to say. You do have some parts that could just have, like, micro optimizations, like here, right, and here, definitely. But the model is already so low poly that, like, I'm not bothered by it. This is bothering me, though. There we go. Perfect. Very clean. I don't have much to say on the modeling aspect. You did a very nice job here. Do you have any other questions? Guess not. Okay, well, this is a very cute model. You did the textures wonderfully. Good job. And yeah, either use your definitely legally sourced copy of Substance Painter, or use Quixel, or use the normal map generator. I will post a link of it in the chat. Here is what it's called. There you go. And, yeah. Alright, next model. I think it was... Who was next? Yes, you. It's Dman. Did you send your model to me in DMs or... forum? DMs. Okay, what's your Discord? Oh, it's just the same. Okay. Biloxi Cola remodel. Alright, let's see this guy. Aw, you making me download textures? Shame. Oh god, why is this in render? Oh my god. Okay, there we go. Alright. Here we are. This is the guy, right? Did you leave any little notes for me? No. Okay. Can you give me a rundown of what you want this guy to be? Or what you want help with? Ah, this could have been a texture. This could have been a texture. This guy is going to be used for smaller animations and stuff. Okay. Why is he like metal? Or what is this supposed to be in his body? He has a glass abdomen. It's filled with soda, blood. Okay, I see. Okay, right off the bat, I'm gonna say these could have been textures, and you would have saved so much. You would have had such an easier time. You could have just made this a texture. I'm assuming you know how to unwrap, seeing as you... well, wait. Do you know how to unwrap? These are just materials. Mr. Dman. Nah, texturing that stuff was honestly a nightmare. It wouldn't work the way me and Hackshaw wanted it, so we gave up. I will help you, my friend. That's what we're— oh, what the fuck? Whoops. Did not mean to type. I will help you, my friend. This is why I'm here. So... which part did you have trouble texturing? The pants or the buttons, or what's the problem? Well, texturing the pants is the main... okay. I got you, friend. Do you know how unwrapping works? Because I can explain it to you. Desyncing them. Desyncing? You showed me a few streams ago. Desyncing. I'm not sure what desyncing is. Desyncing as in the pants share the same texture. I don't know how to fix that. Like, you want them to share the same material? Or you don't want them to share the same material? No. What? I'm a little confused. Both sides of the pants have different designs. Oh, I see. Okay. I'm gonna make a guess and say it's probably because you use a mirror modifier. You just have to make another material. So hang on, I'm gonna hide this. Was that right? I'm gonna mark seams here. Mark a seam right there. We're gonna do the same for the other pants. Most certainly. Oh, it's okay, buddy. No worries. It's always like the simplest things you get stuck up on. I just wanna press U to unwrap. Oh, perfect. That is beautiful. Love to see it. Unwrap. And then I'm just going to disconnect these materials for the sake of the example. Hide these. Texture paint? Nope, shading. New. Image texture. New. Ants 1. New. Image texture. Ants 2. Shit, I forgot what color the legs were. Oh, you sent me a reference though. Okay, so they're like a dark red. So now that I have my shit unwrapped, right? I'm just gonna... Hang on. Where am I editing? Why is this not working? Picture paint. Odd. There's something pibby glitching with my blender. And I don't know what it is. What the heck is happening? You have like another new pants. Let's do... What side is this? This is their left side. Pants. Left. No. Oh, these have the same material. Odd. Lapse in judgment. Okay, are you gonna work with me now? That is odd. I've never seen this happen before. Do you have like a mask on? What? Oh, there we go. I guess I was just on the wrong image texture. Anyways. It's like kind of like a dark red, I think, if I remember correctly. And then we're gonna paint some gold spots. Oh my god, you're kidding. You have some kind of stencil on or something. I don't know what happened here. It's okay. Where is... Okay. It kind of looked like this, I think. Right? Ideally, you would not want to edit this in Blender, but I'm just doing it to show you. I don't know why the fucking textures are being so tibby glitched today. Eh. My awesome shading skills. And then we'll do the other design on this pants. Oops. What happened to the material for this leg? This is left, right? There we go. Same deal. Just kinda... And then this side had like a fucking star on it, I think, right? I don't know if I got them backwards, I'm sorry. We're gonna paint this on here. But, it's okay. I don't know why, but for some reason, it's not letting me paint directly on the model. But that is fine. And then we've got the dots. Boom, boom, boom. Very shitty recreation, but yeah. I think I did get these backwards. Whoops. But yeah, don't make these. Don't make them meshes. I would say it's just a lot easier to do an image texture. You don't gotta worry about weight painting it either, which is a plus in my eyes. Yay! There we go. Is there any other problems you had? Oh, I see, this is rigged as well, I think. I don't see bones, though. What is going on here? What? The big problem I have is his horns, as you can see, in the ref, on his right, our left horn. There's a bit of a swirly bit sculpting that confused me to hell and back, and Hawk tried to over detail it. A swirly bit? Oh, I see. Why don't you just make that a texture as well? Like, you could just paint that on. Is that a method you would possibly consider doing? I think you could also check the deselect flaps. Because it's actual divots texturing it makes it look painted on. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I would say that's probably a design flaw then. Because that is going to be very hard to accomplish on a model. I guess, like, the best way, a design flaw? Yeah, a flaw with the initial design. Like, you can't always translate 2D elements into 3D. Like, it's just not happening. Which is kind of why we had to discontinue the skin contest, because a lot of people don't realize that 99% of the stuff they are incorporating into their skin is not translatable into 3D. I'm gonna try to attempt this the best I can. It's gonna look really fucking scuffed, but you could always try carving it out. Like so. Yeah, also another reason why this is a pain in the ass, because you have to clean up so many fucking ngons. That's probably how I would do it. Again, most artists don't realize that some of this stuff is really difficult to translate into 3D. Like, even though I have it carved out here, you can see it is very lumpy. Right? That's how I would do it, though. Yeah. Or you could use a height map. That probably works just as fine. Which would give the impression of it being like a dent. Right? Alright, anything else that you may need? I've also been having problem with Topology. Do you mind looking at the stats for me? Sure can. 9K. Yeah, that is quite a bit for something that should not be that much. Oh, yeah. Immediately found the problem. You are not optimizing. These should not be like this. Should be more like, hang on. Oops. $82, 130. And these are duplicated all throughout your model. So you want these to be as low poly as you can possibly get them. So yeah, literally just like replacing these with like lower try. Model is going to save you quite a bit. Do you have any tips for cutting down on triangles and unnecessary faces? It's kind of like how I said for the other people. If it doesn't change the silhouette at all, like for instance these edges right here, you can get rid of them. Like if I merged these, it literally did not change anything. It's still flat. And I just cut down on a face. So wait, I've heard Roblox is only handles up to like 30k try when it comes to models. Is it able to go above that? Actually, there's probably only one way to do that, by making like a 20k, 200k model and finding out. So for singular mesh, yes, the limit is 30k. But most people are not importing their entire model as one singular mesh. It's split up into meshes to get around that. got some weird clipping issues here. I don't know what is going on back here. Seems like you got some face... Oop. You got some issues. Let's pull this connected to see. Interesting. Okay. But yeah, cleaning up your model can mean like a lot of different things. Because again, the way you clean up your model will very heavily depend on what you want for your model. How it's gonna animate, stuff like that. Like, you saw me in the previous model, one of the modelers had a tail on their character. They needed to provide extra geometry that normally wouldn't change the silhouette of the entire mesh. Say that again, I couldn't hear you, I'm sorry. Oh, basically the gist of it is just, optimizing depends on what you want to do with your model, if it's animating or not, or what you're gonna do with it. The previous modeler had a tail on their character, so they put more geometry in the tail to help it move better when it's animating, even though in the silhouette it doesn't actually change all that much. So that's an instance where you would not want to get rid of extra geometry because it actually serves a purpose. Just as a example. Yeah, I'm just kind of fixing up your faces here. I hope that helped you. If you have any other questions, let me know. While I just clean up your guy here. Oh yeah, and chances are you don't need this, like, the entirety of the inside of the jacket to be showing. Like, you have this causing a lot of try. Or a lot of faces that you probably don't need. Because, like, if you're animating this, no one's really gonna see the inside of the jacket. If you're animating it like a Roblox character, I mean. So... just go ahead and delete these, because these are never going to be seen by anyone. Of course, it just depends on what you want to do with your model. Oh. There we go. Now we went from 9,000 to 700. Well, 7,600, but yeah. I think I would also get rid of some of these bevels. But yeah, it's just, a lot of optimization is just kind of like feeling it out, like being like, do I really need this here? Like you don't need all this beveling. Like you could probably like dissolve this. Right? It kind of accomplishes the same job, right? Like it looks virtually indistinguishable. But yeah. Yeah, I hope that helped you. Alright. We are at the 2-hour mark. Yeah, no problem. We went through a lot of people today. I hoped that helped you guys. I'm gonna call it for today, because I need to rest my back. But thank you guys for joining. I hope you learned something. Yeah, have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.